Okay, thank you all for joining. So it looks like we're ready to get started. I'm going to pass it over to Kyle Koerber, P3's Chief Operating Officer, and our guest, Mike Tartaglia. Mike is the Technical Support and Training Supervisor at Marshall Excelsior, and they're going to be discussing replacing regulators.
Thanks, Jane. Good morning, everyone. And just for these webinars, we're going to keep them short and to the point and informative, and hopefully they add some value for everyone out there. Thanks for joining us today. And Mike, thank you for joining. Could you just tell everyone a little bit about MEC and your background, what you do there?
Sure. Marshall Excelsior was founded in 1976 and really strives to listen to those in the field and to bring products to the field that add value and add a lot of innovation to the market. I've been with MEC for 8 years now. Started as a design engineer, and then about 4 years ago worked my way into a sales application role, and now into a technical support and training supervisor role where I can help our sales staff and other folks with our product.
That's great. For everyone listening out there, what is how long does a regulator last? Do your regulators last? And why is it important to change those regulators out at the end of that recommended lifespan?
Yeah, MEC recommends a 25-year service life, and that's just to keep the houses, the appliances, the system work efficiently. Everything's a mechanical component, and at the end of a service life, things can just not work as efficiently as they did when they were installed. So, we recommend that 25 years, and after that, it's really should be time to replace those regulators so that the system is back up to, that operating efficiency and just working well.
Gotcha. Other important thing is flow and lockup testing when you're installing a regulator. Why is that important?
Yeah, that's important just so that the safety of everyone involved is there. It's a function of NFPA 54 in 8.2.3. It requires that the system is checked for leakage, and that's documented, and then there's the Annex C that has that information as to some ideas on how to test that. So it's important and required by code to do it.
Gotcha. That's great. Great. All right. Well, everyone should see my screen. We're going to take a peek at this functionality within P3. Reminder, in P3, if a safety inspection is a complete inspection. So we're going to rewrite all reporting if you enter a safety inspection. If you're going to just touch the system but not document everything, that's interruption of service. So this would be like a run out, a regulator replacement. If you're installing appliances, you could also use interruption of service. So what we're going to do is we're going to click on interruption of service. We're going to enter the account number, and then we can select the actual customer, and we can continue. Now we can select the location. So within P3, we're then going to identify we're here for a regulator replacement. We're going to continue. So at this point, this is really the critical part to so much that we do, is make sure that we're documenting our leak check and flow and lockup, pressure test if we do that correctly. So we'll step through that. We're going to enter our leak check, and we'll enter our flow and lockup, and we can continue. So this is a real critical part of P3 is the error recognition technology. Here we've been flagged non-compliant system documentation. At this point, I can click on the hyperlink as a user in the field, and we're going to point the user back to the applicable code, help them get this stuff done right the first time. 54C is really looking for 9 inches of water column and for use of water manometer, and 5411 tells us that lockup can't be less than flow. So we're not going to continue. We're gonna get this stuff corrected. Highlighted in red is what I need to address. Update my lockup, continue. So now in this interruption of service mode, what we do is we're going to preload all of the data about that account to this section. All of your containers, all of your equipment or appliances, all of your regulators. You're able to manipulate this data set, and then we will present on the final documentation whatever you manipulate. So if you don't add anything, you'll just see your leak check. If you, in this case, we're going to add regulators, so you're going to see that on the final form. So we've got our 2 regulators here. We're going to say that we're going to just get this down. We're going to replace the second stage regulator, and we can input the new data set. Input the new date code, review the condition. Again, there's mobile professor if the user needs it. We're going to help the user step through, make sure they understand these questions and can answer them correctly. These drop downs too are also going to ensure that we don't get information that doesn't make any sense. We can continue. Now we can continue. So at this point, we can enter an email address to get this inspection sent to. We can continue. Okay, make sure to get the SNP test documented. Do that. So at this point, we'll be able to preview the interruption service inspection. We can see here we've got a regulator replacement. This is the new regulator that I've installed. We've got our leak check. We've got our flow and lockup. And we have the replaced information right here as well. We can have our customer sign. We can have our field person sign. All that information is going to stream right into P3. It's also going to be show up in email momentarily. Give that a second to come through. Pull over my email here. Here's the actual email. Here is the document as well. So all documented there. For the back office reporting in P3 with respect to regulators, this is the desktop site I'm going to log into now, as opposed to the mobile service, which we conducted the inspection on. Oh, always have a problem with that. So what we have built into P3 are all the regulator manufacturers and their expected lifespans. You're going to see on your dashboard any expired regulators. You'll also be able to pull up your regulator expiration report by year. Make that a little bit bigger for folks to see. You know, if you have a big year, you can plan for it. But there's really 3 parts of the process. You got to do the documentation. You got to have the reporting, and then you got to take action on that. We try to help with all parts of that. I'm gonna probably need to go to a different account here. Let's see. Over to these guys. We have our regulator replacement letter. So, you know, really what we're trying to do is make your life easier. Have all of your regulatory compliance tools in one place. So that's a peek at regulator replacement and some background on, you know, some great information from Mike. Again, we try to keep these short and to the point. I think we can open it up for questions now.
Yeah, if anybody has any questions, I believe there's a box you can go ahead and type your questions into, and I'll give everybody a minute or so to do that, and then I can read them off if we get any. So we just got a question asking about what the regulator expiration report looks like.
Yeah, so again, on your dashboard, you're going to see any expired regulators here. One of the things that we've done with the dashboard is recently, it's a new update, is we've tried to make it to give our clients tools for resolution. So we have a lot of these videos now which are going to really explain resolution on the dashboard. But if you want a deeper dive, you can go to your reports, go to your regulators and piping, and go to your regulator expiration report. Here again, you're able to drill in. You can look at your expiration by year, so you can really plan that out. You know, one of the new features that we've also done with regulators, if you're into, let me actually go back, and I'm going to do it actually safety inspection, and we're going to get over to our regulator section, and we're going to add, let's see, we'll add our second stage regulator here. And we're going to say that's pretty old. You know, this is another way that we're bringing efficiency in, to our clients. Makes way more sense in the field to just replace that regulator at the time of the safety inspection rather than go back. But you know, also like you're there for a job, so just to have this type of reminder, like, hey, you know, it's expired or it's about to expire. Why don't you change that out? You know, so we're really looking to do give more tools not only to your management teams but to the people in the field to help them get this stuff done right the first time.
Okay, so the next question is there a section to verify appliances? Generally a good practice to verify a customer hasn't changed any items in their system. Example would be verify a new appliance was installed correctly and allowing the company to update the customer account as far as having the proper usage for forecasting.
Yeah, so again, if you enter it as a safety, we don't preload information. That's going to rewrite all reporting. If you wanted to, if there was an existing data set on it and we wanted to verify that, we're going to be able to, let me see if I picked a good one here. Yeah, so if I wanted to get into any of this information here, so if I wanted to verify this boiler, I'll be able to inspect it, or I can actually tag it out, or if it was already tagged, it's going to send that tag to the dashboard that I could actually remove the tag, or I could remove the appliance. So if I just want to inspect it, I can pull this information up, I can verify it. Now I can go, you know, got the serial number. Now I can go through my inspection. This is going to create some efficiencies, right? Because you're not going to have to re-enter serial numbers and so forth, as long as you have that data set already. And now once we've got all of that information in, we can actually save it, and that'll move forward with the actual, when we create our PDF, all that information will be on there. So that's a good question. Yeah, we've really tried to add a lot more functionality. And the other thing is all of this is available offline. So if you have someone with in a bad spot, they'll be able to have this data available to them without an internet connection.
Okay, so the next question is, do you recommend saving a regulator from an old customer if it is within the 25 years and reset on a new customer as long as it passes the flow and lockup?
Mike, I think that would be a question for you.
Yeah, that's technically possible. My only caveat with that is when it's been installed, even if it passes flow and lockup, there could be from, you know, installation to installation, if there's any, you know, water in the propane or any other issues that might arise. Now you've taken a regulator and then moved it to a different house, even if it has passed The testing requirements, I always just recommend that if it's a new house or a new job, that it's a new regulator, just to prevent any transfer of anything that the first house had. So that'd be my recommendation.
Great. Okay, so that seems like all the questions we've received. So I don't know if you guys have anything else that you wanted to add.
No, if anyone has questions, you know, I think after this webinar, we can make our contact information available. Please don't hesitate. You know, a safer industry is better for all of us. And obviously that's what everyone wants. So we really appreciate you guys joining us. Mike, thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah,
Really
thank you,
appreciate
Kyle.
it.